Lucky have won it, surely! Oh, it's extraordinary!
Il y a du monde, il y a du monde, il y a Trezeguet. Ah oui! L'équipe de France est championne d'Europe! L'équipe de France est championne d'Europe!
A fazer o remate!
Siamo campioni d'Europa!
No puede ser, man. No puede ser. How? Shesko. Man. You know what? You know what, people? I'm ticked off. I'm ticked off. I'm gonna be honest. This is the one time I will come on stream and on the videos and say I'm actually ticked off right now. This is some highway robbery by Portugal. Because I am pissed off with England, I am pissed off with France, and I'm pissed off with Portugal. These three teams are gonna break down every international football fan with the way they're playing. They're playing like bums. They are. Why on earth is Roberto Martinez managing this team? Why? Because he's Spanish. Oh, let's play some tiki-taka football. Bro, Portugal are playing some... I told you people in the preview that this team right now are playing 45 good minutes of football so far in this tournament. That's it. They didn't play well against Czechia. They got beat by Georgia. And they got a massive scare today by Slovenia. Slovenia. Huh? The same Slovenia that called out, oh man, Josip Ilicic, one of my favorite players of all time, an absolute cult hero of Serie A football, missed a penalty. And then Benjamin Šeško, a striker who I think will become one of the best strikers in the world, misses this chance with 5 minutes to go in extra time. Fine margins of football. I mean, where do you go with this game, people? We're not going to be here for too long because it's already 1 a.m. here in Finland. 3 hours, I got to watch the freaking USA lose to Uruguay and even give me more depression. This, like Portugal, they cannot sustain this way. But you know what's the funniest thing? They're playing a team that are not even that great either in France. So that game is going to end 0-0 and go to penalties. Because you don't trust either of those sides. Who do you have right now between France and Portugal? I look at this Portuguese team. They have so much goddamn talent. And Ronaldo, I mean, yeah, the pitch was awful. If we can do something about not having games in Frankfurt, that would be fantastic. Please tell me there's no more games in Frankfurt. I need to check that. Because this field is abysmal right now. Thank God there's no more games in Frankfurt. Thank God, because the field just keeps getting worse and worse at this stadium. But Diogo Costa coming up clutch gene, and Portugal coming up clutch. I mean, I'm wearing the Portuguese kits because they faced the adversity. They didn't play well, but this is not sustainable. This isn't. They have to figure out the perfect lineup. The right side is only Cancelo creating. It's only Cancelo. Cancelo, going forward, had an amazing game. Created chances, was beating the man, was playing Jogo Bonito football. But I'm looking at Roberto Martinez, and his in-game management and the subs were so... The only sub that made an impact in this game was Diogo Jota. That is it. Everybody else was abysmal. So when I saw him take off Vitinha and Rafael Leao, I said, no, this guy ain't serious anymore. He's not serious. Because you don't take off players who can make an impact. The only guy who was actually carrying the attack in the first half, while he did have some bad moments, was Rafael Leao. That is it. I mean, Roberto Martinez is going to make every Portuguese person have a first-class trip to Istanbul and getting a hair transplant. With his tactics and everything. I mean, it is just so abysmal to watch Portugal. It is. I'm sorry to all my Portuguese. I love it. I love this kit. I love the team. But the football is atrocious. But it doesn't matter. Because they advance at the end of the day. Oblak making an incredible save on Ronaldo on that penalty. I mean, that save from Oblak, it's actually a really good penalty from Ronaldo. But the save from Oblak is even better. That is just pure quality. But this moment right here is going to define this game. How Šeško didn't score this is beyond me. And this dude was killing it at the end of the season in the Bundesliga. Killing it. But Portugal move on. They got him. If Portugal do not now wake up and start playing football, then they'll lose to France. They'll lose to France. Because over and over again during these Euros, they somehow get away with it. They do. I mean, Turkey, they imploded. Czechia, own goals, and then Conceição coming up clutch, and then they lost to Georgia. And today, like, did Oblak have to make any incredible saves? Obviously, there's Ronaldo. By the way, there's just no disrespect to the legend that is Ronaldo. He can simply not take every free kick. What is the stat now? 1 out of the last 61 attempts he scored? Please. What? You know the one he was taken from like the left side here on the field? Why are you shooting it directly at goal? Why? There's no this is no disrespect to the legend. He is a goddamn footballing great. But my God, give it to Bruno Fernandes. Give it to Bernardo Silva. Give it to somebody. You cannot take every single free kick. But you know what? At the end of the day, he scored his penalty, and Portugal, and then Diogo Costa comes up clutch. Hey, you know what? They might have not made it pretty. It's the exact same thing as 2016. It wasn't pretty, but they got the job done. Today, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty, but they faced the adversity of Slovenia. But this is Slovenia we're talking about. Shout out to all my Slovenia. You guys put in an absolutely amazing performance. I mean, if you're Slovenian, it's heartbreak. Honestly, it's heartbreak because you fight so hard. You had the opportunities, but it wasn't enough. But Jaka Biol, the center back, wow. I mean, he put in a performance today, Jaka Biol. But this is not sustainable. France, England, and Portugal are all three so accountable of people hating this tournament because of the football they're playing. It's not about just the football. It's the talent they have at their disposal. So, Jeff, you say Slovenia parked the bus. What do you want them to do? Do you want Slovenia to go toe-to-toe with the players they got? That would just be suicidal. Then you're just saying, okay, here, Portugal have all the space. You know who did that in the qualifiers? Bosnia. They were 5-0 down at halftime. Slovenia are just a good defensive team, and they created chances in this game. It's not like Slovenia just sat back and said, yeah, we're not going to have any shots on target. They had multiple opportunities. They were just not clinical. But, I mean, Jan Oblak is a beast, though. Absolute beast of a player. I'm just so pissed off at really Portugal. They should be playing so much better. So much better. But, hey, they move on to the quarterfinals and take off France. I mean, who do you have in that matchup? Do you have France? What does Roberto Martinez need to do with this lineup, though? He needs to change something. This right side needs help. It needs help ASAP. It needs help. I cannot continue watching this. I cannot continue watching this from Portugal. Pepe had a good first half, and the rest of the game, the old legs were showing. I thought I was watching the testimonial of Pepe, and Pepe was great in the first half. He was great against Turkey. He was great against Czechia. But Pepe made 2 crucial mistakes that could have cost them dearly. Paulinho was good. I thought Cancelo was really good going forward. Nuno Mendes, I love. But there's just this in-game subs and the substitutions were not good enough. If you're going to take one of the forwards out during this game, take Bernardo Silva off. What was Bernardo Silva offering you going forward? If you want to play Bernardo Silva, I'm cool with it. Move him to the midfield. That's chill. But there needs to be some threat down the wings. And the one thing I hate so much when watching this is that they play way too slow. Portugal played the one time they went direct, or twice they went direct. Ronaldo had that opportunity with his left foot, and Jota got the penalty. That's the only time where they played direct and quickly. All the rest of the game, it's too slow build up. And that's my biggest issue with Portugal. They just play way too slow. They're going to have to speed. I mean, they cannot play that slow against France. If they play that slow against France, they're going to lose the game. They'll lose the game. I mean, overall, just what a crazy game. Okay. Buddy, you can where's this idiot? This guy. You know. There we go. We don't need idiots in the chat, people. We don't need idiots in the chat, all right? If you think I'm being critical of Portugal, you can give me in a footballing way. You don't just need to say that. If you say comments like that, you can F off out of here. We're not taking that sort of crap here. This is a football channel. This is not some OF channel. Bro, get out of here. Yeah, I mean, Diogo Costa came up clutch, man. Shout out to Bruno. I'll never understand how Diogo Costa is still at Porto, but that'll definitely change soon. Came up clutch big time, man. I mean, he saved the Roberto Martinez in this team. This Modern Strikers, big up Falcon. Big up for the super chat. Really appreciate it. This Modern Strikers standard mic. Bald Fraud has ruined football. First he took away cams, then strikers. At this rate, Fulcrook is the best. Look, Falcon. Some of these strikers, a lot of them are young. Šeško, he needs to step up. I mean, Haaland will step up. Haaland has given you goals. The reason why we don't see Haaland here is because the Norwegian defense is ass. But yes, some of these strikers, he just said F you. So I'm not going to take that, guys. I think we can all understand here. Mods, please do a better job, or else I will have to hire new mods. But the bald fraud. I'm not going to go into the Pep debate here. You cannot say bald fraud has ruined football, but he's got Haaland as the striker, Falcon. So clearly he's got the striker who's broke the record for most goals in a Premier League season. That's a bit weird. Some of these strikers need to step up, though. I mean, we've seen Højlund, really embarrassing tournament in my opinion. Šeško, really embarrassing tournament in my opinion. Dovbyk, really embarrassing tournament in my opinion. 3 strikers who you would say, they could do a lot better. They've fumbled the bag big time. Sometimes these players, when they get to the big stage of an international tournament, this is why I like international football, because this is going to differentiate the men from the boys. And we're still seeing who the boys are. We're seeing that Højlund, Dovbyk, and Šeško are boys. They haven't grown to that man status yet. If Šeško was a man, he would score that. And I'm not saying like literally people. I'm just saying that if he can take that next step to being a good striker. But oh man, it's just I can imagine for Slovenians. They played well. They defended heroically. Did they get lucky with the penalty save from Oblak? Yeah, because that's an incredible save from Oblak. But they played so well to their This is what people don't understand. You can say that they have to go toe to toe against Portugal. Why don't they do it? Okay. Hey, mods, please. Mods, okay. This is getting ridiculous, mods, please. Albert, guys, come on, man. I don't need this sort of crap here. Where is it? Get this guy out of here. I don't want to be... Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mo. People, please, just keep it civil. This is a goddamn football channel. This is a football channel. I'm just giving my opinion. If you think that I'm being harsh, just let me know in footballing wise. It doesn't matter what I think. But yeah, maybe Fulcrook will be the best striker at this rate. I don't see anything from Brazil. Hendrik could become that in a couple years. It's just so I'm just so disappointed in Šeško. He should have scored that chance. He should have. Big up to Ben. Martinez was one of the greatest Premier League PK goalkeeper performances from completely ruining 2 golden generations. Can you make a single adjustment for France? You know what? Let's look at this lineup. There surely has to be something he has to do. Yeah, you're modded, Steve. There's something he has to do with this lineup. He needs to bring for this game against France. He needs to bring either Conceição or bring Jota. Jota was the only one other than Leao who was being direct with the ball. Everybody else was trying to be too cute with Portugal. Too cute. And yeah, Ronaldo had the chances as well. And sometimes Ronaldo has to bury those chances. But he scored the most crucial thing, which was the penalty in the penalty shootout. But when you're going up against France, I mean, Cancelo against Mbappe down that left side, that's going to be horrific. Because Cancelo is amazing going forward. Defensively, that is going to be a big issue. But Bernardo Silva or Pedro Neto, yeah, good point. Pedro Neto as well. I mean, you have to bring something. You have to bring the players that are least direct. None of this cute football. Now, when you're going up against France, it's going to be, okay, mano y mano. Not one team is going to dominate possession of the ball. Because how much possession of the ball did Portugal have in this game. It felt like a lot, of course, because how much possession did they have? Okay, why does it not say here? 72% ball possession. 72. Ugh. It was just so slow. It was just so pedestrian. If it didn't work out, all they just did was put a cross in, put a cross in, put a cross in. That's all they did. So Roberto Martinez and his team, they have to play at a much quicker tempo against France. You can do that against Slovenia and get away with it. Against France or against Spain or against Germany, they're going to get punished. And Pepe has to step up and Ronaldo has to be clinical. Those are the key things. Big up, Endo, for your kind donations. And yeah, Roberto Martinez, his in-game management. Because one thing I'll give to Didier Deschamps, his in-game management is much higher than Roberto Martinez. Roberto Martinez has no in-game management. None. And I'll say this again like I did earlier in the stream. The only player that made an impact off the bench was Diogo Jota. That was the only one. So it has to step up big time. So this is just the DNA of Portugal. This is the DNA of Portugal. They're just going to play bad and win the Euros. Hey, I rate it. No, Nuno Mendes, man. This is when I talked about Nuno Mendes after the Czechia game where he was playing left center back, I said, why are you playing one of the best left backs in the world at left center back? Dude, this guy, Nuno Mendes, is sick, man. I just want to see a bit more of a better combination between him and Leao. I feel like they're not really connected at the moment. If they can find that partnership, and especially going up against France, you're going to have to do it. Then we're going to see the best, even more of Nuno Mendes. But the guy, did you see that pass he played to Bruno Fernandes in the first half, where Bruno Fernandes tried to chest it? Incredible, man. The guy is insane. He's an insane player. Big up Fred. Roberto Martinez's dog. OMG, Diogo Costa is one of the best keepers in the world. Yeah, Diogo Costa stepped up big time. Man. When his team needed it, because I can imagine the pressure was there for all the players. He said, cool. I got you guys. I got you. Don't worry. We might have been terrible the whole game, but I'll save everybody right now. I'm not Portuguese. I'm not a Portugal fan. I mean, this is just one of the best kits in the world. I'm just negative because this should have not gone to this state. If you're telling me that Portugal versus Slovenia should go to penalties, you're smoking crack. You can give a lot of credit to Slovenia, and I've bigged them up throughout this tournament. They actually haven't lost a game. Slovenia haven't lost a game or going home, which is also incredible to see. I'm just so sort of... Portugal should be playing so much better. With the amount of talent they have, they should be playing so much better. That's just my biggest issue. It should be. But they get the job done. That's the most important thing. They got the job done and they move on to the quarterfinals. But against France, they're going to have to play a lot better. No, exactly. What did Portugal do in the qualifiers, people? They destroyed Bosnia. They destroyed Luxembourg. And I'm not saying... Because Slovenia are better than those two teams. No doubt about it. Slovakia, what did they beat? They beat them away, I think? Or was it a draw? I can't remember exactly. It was 3-2 at home. Roberto Martinez, he's going to be the difference between Portugal advancing and not. Because the talent is there. It's just about him. How does he approach this game? What lineup does he do? And I'm not going to deny it. You have Paulinho, you have Bruno Fernandes, you have all of these players. But we don't see them gelling right now. It's too much of individual ball, or just the last hope is put the cross into the box. You can have the combination play. Ronaldo still has the link-up play. He does. He doesn't have the pace. He don't have that pace anymore. He's still got the link-up play. I don't know why I've only seen it once or twice during these Euros where they played directly in the middle towards Ronaldo. And that was against Czechia. And that created a good opportunity for Vitinho. Why don't they do that more? Why does every attack have to go down the wings? It doesn't need to be like that. All right, buddy. All right, mods. Kick this idiot out of here. All right? Wait. There we go. Get this guy out of here. Boom. It's just nonsense. There we go. Now, get idiots out of here. Sorry, people. I'm just not going to take any of this nonsense. If you want to talk nonsense, Meet me here in Finland, then we can talk. I've been watching football only since 2006. I've never seen two managers, Martinez and Southgate, have squads with this star power and have no chemistry, no nonsense. And this is my biggest issue. Big up Ben again for the kind donations. Really, really appreciate it. Southgate and Roberto Martinez, they're actually just wasting it. They're wasting us as football fans and as neutrals from seeing good football. I can guarantee you this. Portugal and England can play the exact same way as Spain and Germany. They can, because they all have talented teams. The difference between Spain and Germany and Portugal and England is the tempo of the game and the off-ball movement. Those are the key things that make the difference between those sides. But maybe England and Portugal are just going to be like, hey, we're going to play our way. We're going to play slow. We're going to play lethargic. But no matter what, we'll get the W. So at the end of the day, it don't matter how you play, people. It don't matter how you play. It's about just getting that damn victory. And Portugal have a tendency to do this when it comes to the Euros. They play terrible. They don't play exciting football. I mean, I thought I was watching Fernando Santos football, but they got the win. Most important thing. But there has to be a lot better. This is my standards, though. And I'm sure every Portuguese person can agree. With this squad, you should be winning the Euros. You should be. Yeah, of course, the bracket is the hells of gates right now. But they can still win this tournament. No doubt about it. I'm just worried, though. To be honest, I have no clue still who's going to win between Portugal and France. It is so up in the air because both teams haven't looked good. Portugal still have scored open play goals compared to France. France are better defensively than Portugal. It's just a matter of which team shows up on the day. Which team shows up on the day. But please, just one thing, Ronaldo. Don't take every free kick. Please, don't. Just don't do it, buddy. But big up, Ben. Thank you for the kind donation. Really appreciate it. I think you're talking about Slovenia. Yeah, look, the fact that Slovenia even forced it to penalty shootout is insanity. It's insanity. Like, this country are so good at basketball, so good at volleyball. How do they... We need to do an investigation on Slovenian sports. For a country of 2 million people, and they're competing against Portugal at the Euros, incredible work by them. And I told you, this center back Jacobio from Udinese, bro, he was man of the match. He was unbelievable. Man of the match was Jacobio. Incredible performance by him. Wait, so oh my god. Slovenia have only 60,000 registered footballers, and they still did this. Nah, massive credit to Slovenia. They almost did it. They almost did it. If they just... The only problem I had with Slovenia today was Serin and Elsnik in the midfield and Stojanovic. Stojanovic was pissing me so off. They had countless opportunities. Play a good ball into Sporar or Šeško, but they effed it up so many times. Slovenia had the chances in this game. They defended incredibly well. They frustrated Portugal, and this is by playing a 4-4-2. You know how they say 4-4-2 is dead? It ain't dead. You just need to have the players and the mindset to actually execute it. But man, it just Šeško chance in extra time. My God, that was it. Big up Ben again. Thank you for your kind donations, buddy. Really, really appreciate it. You supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Even though you got Ronald McDonald in the profile picture, we might have to change that. Most wasted talent team in epic collapse of all time, easily 2010 World Cup, Les Bleus. They revolted against manager of, but at least scored an open play. They did score an open play against South Africa in the last group stage game. I would actually disagree. Ben, the most wasted talent team in epic collapse, I would probably say is France 2002. They had the top goal scorer, I think, in the Premier League, Serie A, and I want to say it was Ligue 1 or La Liga, and they didn't win a game. And I don't think they scored a goal either, if my memory serves me right. So I think that's the biggest waste of talent that I've ever seen, at least in my lifetime, was that France 2002 team. The 2010 team was just hilarious. I mean, they were going to... We just saw in daylight the implosion that they had in the training ground, from Patrice Evra to... Was it Flora Maluda? I think it was Flora Maluda. God, who was the manager then? I know it's that old dude. Why is the name escaping me? I can't remember the guy's name from 2010 World Cup for France. But yeah, I mean, that team collapsed hilariously. That was more just like, that should have been a Netflix documentary of how they... Anelka too. But, yeah, Dominique. That's it, Dominique. Yeah, that's it. Yep. But yeah, all right. F your comments. You have zero ball knowledge. You think you know as much as managers. Go be a manager then. Alright, cool. I'll go be a manager. I mean, if you think this was... Please give me a grade, people in the chat. What would you give a grade for Roberto Martinez today when it comes to his managerial, just the lineup, the tactics, and in-game management? I'll wait for your grades. And then I'm going to head out of here. I got all day, people. I got all day. They are pretty crazy, bro. They are pretty crazy. I mean, you cannot be satisfied if you're Portuguese with this. With that lineup, with the subs, the only reason why they won this game is because Diogo Costa stepped up big time. And that's a massive plus for Portugal. Qualifiers 100 and 1 out of 100, 35 out of 100 so far. I knew I couldn't bank so much. That's why I didn't say Portugal were going to win these Euros, because that group they had, Bosnia are finito as a national team. Luxembourg, I mean, that's basically Portugal B team. Then you had Slovakia, who always play an open style. And then I think it was Iceland and Liechtenstein. I was not reading too much into those qualifiers. They should. Yeah, they should. They have to demand more. This is sacrilegious. This is, as Stephen A would say, as a 9, as a 10, as 11, as a 12. This cannot continue. If England lose, say 2-0 to the Swiss, who will get blame amongst the players most, and will media really turn on Southgate? That's my score prediction. Wow, you're saying 2-0 for Switzerland. Who will get blame amongst the players? Well, it depends on the day, Ben. I mean, we got to see which players don't show up. But I can already guarantee you this. Foden, Saka. I mean, well, Southgate will get all of the blame. But it's also the blame should go to Foden, Saka, Kane, because Kane hasn't been good. Bellingham hasn't been good, even though Bellingham saved their asses. Ben, all of the players. None of those players have played well. The only player who has actually had a positive tournament is Mark Gahey, and he's suspended for the game. But yeah, everybody will turn on Southgate, Ben. We know it. It's the history of the England. When they go out of a tournament, they'll blame the manager. And then the players will get some sort of blame for this situation. But big up, Ben. Thank you for your kind donation. 2 out of 2. He could have easily won it. Get 1+ for choosing the correct goalkeeper. Oh my god. He just gets a +1. No, we're not doing this. How many good performances does he have when he participated in the... No. We're not doing this. Yes, of course it's good enough, St. Pablo. He won the Euros. He showed up in the semi-final. Of course it's good enough. He showed up in the semi-final against Netherlands in 2004. Now, he's done enough. Now, World Cup, you can talk about the knockout stage. Fine. But we're not diminishing what he has done in the Euros. We're not diminishing. Although still, he doesn't have a goal at this Euros. Now, that's an issue. You need some goal scorers against... by the way, Michael, Southgate has now one more knockout. I did see this, by the way. That is crazy. That's crazy. I would say we have a top 5 best teams in the world, and we play so bad. Whoever's satisfied with this is not real Portuguese. I think they're bots in the chat, which is... I've never seen that many bots actually recently. I haven't seen that many bots recently. But you cannot be satisfied. Both France and Portugal have to step up big time. I mean, that game right now on paper is going to be horrendous. If we all have eyes, people. We all have eyes, right? We all have eyes. And you see with your eyes, you just see France, one open play goal. You see Portugal, It's just not good enough. They're creating chances, Portugal. It's just the flow of the game is not there. Portugal should be playing exactly like Spain. Why can't they play? They both have all of the same pieces. Good fullbacks, I would say good wingers. They got a striker. They got a great midfield. What is the difference between Portugal and Spain then, people? It's coaching. But the funny part is they're both managed by Spanish managers. Doesn't make sense to me. All right, Ben, last one, buddy. Hey, everybody, can you please put a MVP for Ben? MVP for Ben, because he's helping me out and basically giving me all the coffee and Red Bull for this week, because I'm going to wake up or probably try and stay up now for the rest of the night to watch the USA against Uruguay. But MVP for Ben in the chat, please. One more super chat from him. He says, final, one for me. Do you think 2010 Fabio Capello could get bettered, can get the better out of this England team knowing he had a golden gen as well? I don't know, Ben. That Fabio Capello from 2010 was pretty horrendous. Do you remember that group stage? The only reason why they went out of that group stage because they beat Slovenia 1-0 in that last group stage game. Okay, we could say that game against Germany, they got screwed over 100% because they had 2-2. But I don't know. Fabio Capello, that was sort of the end of his career. He wasn't like the prime Capello from the 90s where we just saw great football organization. I still think he could get this team organized a lot better, that they could deal with counterattacks better. But I still don't think Fabio Capello could be the difference maker in England winning this Euros. I think it's then the case that the players have to step up big time. They have to step up big time. Wait, where's George? Because I know I got to get some Portuguese people that have been here. Big up, Ben. Thank you for your kind donations. Really, really appreciate it, buddy. As a Portuguese, that was a roller coaster. Slovenia deserves a lot. Don't think we were awful, but a lot needs to improve for France. If I'm going to be honest, George, I think you guys were awful. I really thought you guys were awful. And that's just me being, maybe I'm being hypercritical, and that's fair enough. You can say that in the comments down below. But I just see the talent, and I'm like, there has to be a way where this team can function better and have some better combination play. There has to be better combination play. I saw maybe 2 or 3 times where maybe we saw a triangle. That's it. It's so easy. It is so easy to find some, from Bruno Fernandes to Vitinha. These players can play possession style of football. They can. Why can they not? It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I hope it improves, George. I hope for France and Portugal to really step up their performances and give us a good game on Friday, I believe it is. I think it's Friday the game. I hope they do it because right now it ain't looking good. I really love Ronaldo, but he shouldn't be starting over players such as Gonzalo Ramos or even Jota. His time is really over, and Gonzalo would be a much higher contributor. If I'm going to be honest, I would pick Jota over Ronaldo. I would pick Jota over Ronaldo. Yeah, they got to Ben. That's why people, if you want to support me, I got my Patreon. I'll be uploading a lot of videos there in July and August, September. So after these major competitions. So if you want to support me, there's the Patreon. Link is in the description down below. All my Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff is also there. I was ranting so hard during this game on Twitter because I was just so pissed off with Šeško. So pissed off. And then just the discourse from people saying, international football is horrible, this and that. I'm going to be honest. Just watching England, France, and Portugal, it's just so baffling and it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Big up to Anže. As a Slovenian fan, I'm in shambles. How did Šeško miss that? I can imagine, Anže. I can imagine. That must be... Your heart sinks. Obviously, Šeško, I saw it from minute 85. The legs were gone. He could not make any sprints, could not run, couldn't press. The guy was finished physically. But my God, he could have taken his time a lot more. I don't know what. He could have even dinked it. Dinked it over the goalkeeper. But that will be a sort of moment that will define Šeško's career. Will he turn into a really, really good striker? Or will that moment really haunt him? Because those sort of moments can haunt players. We saw that happen to Karius. Could you say the same thing for Sterling? After he had that miss against Lyon, was he the same guy? So I hope for Šeško's sake that he can really step up after that miss because it was a terrible miss. Really, really terrible miss. You know he's going to start though, George. You know he's going to start though. But if we're gonna be honest, I don't think he was terrible today. I was just so pissed off at the free kicks. He does not need to take those free kicks. He just doesn't have to do it. It is just so, oh my God, it's so frustrating. It really is. It really is, people. All right. Well, after all that, Portugal won on penalties. They survive. Diogo Costa is the hero, and now they set up a date with France. So after this stream, I want you to comment down below, who do you think is going to win between France and Portugal, and where the game will be won or lost? Is it the midfield, the attack, or the defenses? Because if I'm going to be honest, defensively, I'm giving it to France. Attacking-wise, I would lean towards Portugal. I would lean towards Portugal because France have done nothing. Midfield-wise, that's an interesting debate. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And Slovenians, it's a heartbreak, but this team, just like Georgia, just like Slovakia, really made your countries proud. But it's just those fine margins in international football and club football that define the better teams. And unfortunately for Slovenia, they felt the heartbreak today. But everybody, we'll be back here tomorrow. Oh, it's Turkey and Austria tomorrow. That is going to be a game, people. That is going to be a game. Most important thing is you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Big up to Ben for your kind donations. Big up to everybody for your kind donations. Falcon, big up everybody. Big up everybody. Really, really appreciate it. And now I'm going to go to sleep, or try to at least. And then I got to watch the USA lose. And by the way, people are asking my prediction, 3-1 Uruguay. And I'm out.